What's going on there, folks? Good Sunday afternoon. It's the Earthmaster here, jumping on the live stream with an update video on this beautiful day, Sunday, June 26, 2022, about 2:01 p.m. California time. Latest quake, a 2.7 earthquake into the area of Alaska, somewhat deep up there at about 72 kilometers into the subduction zone there. I'm going to jump over here real quick, talk about some activity kind of happening around Mount Shasta. Excuse me. See if I can do this again. Goodness, I've been fine all morning. Anyway, so there might be potentially, they're talking about maybe a wildfire up here at the north flank of Mount Lassen. The peak itself sits right about here. So I went ahead and did a little investigating on it, and it kind of looks like a wildfire. It kind of looks like maybe some volcanic activity, and then it kind of looks like maybe a dust storm. So this is the camera map view from this site called watchduty.org. It's a really cool app you can use on the computer, your phone, iPhone, Android, your iPad, your tablet, whatever you use, TV, I'm sure, maybe browser. This is the direction of these alert wildfire cameras pointing at the north flank here of Mount Lassen. And when I go to click on it, looks like maybe some dust or something up there, or that could, steam. Let's go ahead and check this out real quick and see if we can kind of figure this out. So I pulled up the last hour or so. You can go, let me show you guys real quick. You can pull up, stand by right here. This is the link you click on, loading. So once you're here at this map, you can go down and click this thing into play, and it will give you an option. We're going to go last 6 hours of video data here. We're going to click play, and we're going to watch this and see, okay? Look at this. So I'm not for sure exactly how windy it is up there, but wildfires normally wouldn't look something like that. It looks like it's staying somewhat consistent as far as the direction goes, or the location of where this event's coming from. And then right there, it kind of looks like maybe the wind may be affecting the camera here. So I'm thinking that could be some dust or ash blowing around up there. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Some ash. Kick this one back into gear. It even kicked up a dust devil here in this little loop around 47. Watch. Here's the dust again. Dust devil is going to be right about there. A little dust devil. You guys see that? Let's go back and watch it right here. Look at that. Right there. So I'm pretty certain that this is some type of event, dust devil, wind event, blowing around some ash up there. Either way, it's been quite a while since I've seen any type of activity like this, but it is listed here on the map still as let's go back here real quick, as monitoring informational only. Possible this is ash being blown around and not an actual fire. So I'm still watching it. I did check out a couple other sites, like Windy has some fire monitoring sites. But also this site here, Firms, pretty cool site that monitors heat around the globe. There is a fire here west of Mount Shasta in the wilderness, and they're having problems accessing this this fire. It looks like it is kind of spreading a little bit off of I-5. Now that's nowhere near, well, it's somewhat near, but it's the north side of the face here of the Mount Shasta area. I'm not seeing any heat signatures at all. Nothing showing up. But there is some odd readings here. I pulled this station up here from the Mount Shasta Seismograph station. Let me show you guys real quick. It's going to be this station up here around the northwestern portion of the flank of Mount Shasta. When you go to click on it, there's definitely some weird signals popping up here. See these little blobs of kind of pick up and then they go away, pick up and go away, and they're not completely equal in terms of the noise. Some are stronger, some are not as strong. So I'm not for sure if there's any equipment in this area or if this is maybe some ground movement. I mean, it's pretty lengthy. These are maybe 10-15 minute long signals here being picked up on the seismograph. I checked out a couple of these other stations here. We'll check out this one that's kind of I guess in a little bit more, but this one's it's non-operational, so I can't really get too much from that one itself. And I checked out all the other ones, and they don't look quite as active as what we're seeing here on this graph. So just kind of odd, right? Seeing these signals and then seeing some type of ash blowing around or smoke up there, very close to the area. I don't know about any type of gas emission monitoring system up here. Let me see. There's a temperature. Let me zoom in here. I don't even know if I can access that one. Looks like there's some type of temperature thing here, but when I click on it, I'm not getting any type of... it just gives me information. It doesn't give me the actual data to it. So I find that just a little odd. GPS coordinates here. Some of these are old as well. It goes back to July. We'd have to look up the official GPS monitoring data systems here in the Mount Shasta region to see. Let me see if we can get this thing to work today. That's not the one I want. Oh man, what do I do with it? Hold on a second. I kind of moved some stuff around. GPS data. It's not UGS or USGS. I hate when I move stuff off of my my little title bar up here. Just it kind of moves around. It was up there the whole time. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. See if these guys are reporting anything here for any type of unusual movement here around Mount Shasta. I'll go up here around this northwestern portion or northern portion, and this only goes to about 2020, so we don't want that. How about over here? This one looks like it goes up to about 2022, but you know, who's to say what's happened within the last month or so. But it does kind of looks like we're started a little trend here around the end of 2021, getting into 2022. See a little, normally it looks like a downslope and then a gradual, actually a little sharp uptrend here in GPS displacement, vertical displacement on the northern end of Mount Shasta. So I'm watching it, folks. It was reported earlier this morning around 8:34 a.m. and like I say, let me check the last hour. See if we can pop this up here and get our last hour of data. Camera view still looks like it's kind of active there. Let me check out one. Well, let's check out the last 15 minutes and see what we got here. See, there's still dust or something. It looks like something over here as well. But if you think about it, if it was heat or steam or something, or magma up here, it would basically stay in the same spot. But let's check out the wind. Let's use Windy app here and double check this. Let's refresh this real quick and see what we got for wind gusts. Go over here to wind. Up around Mount Shasta area. There's not a whole lot. There's a wind gust. Mount Shasta specifically up here, but who's to say it's not stronger up on top of the mountain? 15 miles per hour. That just seems a little wimpy to producing that type of blow off of ash. So a little odd, I think. 50-50 weirdness in my book. I can't say it's 100%. I don't think it's wildfire. I really don't think it's that. It's either ash being blown around or some type of other heating system underneath. Just by looking at these the seismograph station, it's just kind of odd. I wanted to jump into that and show you guys real quick. There's definitely nothing being picked up on the heat map. Let's refresh this. And sometimes this thing is not even all that accurate. I mean, if you take a look at the world view, this thing picks up a lot of radiant heat from the ground. That's not... It's kind of running slow right now. I'm not for sure what's going on with that. Little odd. Let me refresh this again. See, it almost looks like the whole world's on fire, right? If you look at this map, but it's not. Some of these are picking up not fires. They're definitely not fires, but probably radiant heat. But as I mentioned, there is that fire west here. If you zoom in on them, you can kind of tell that it's spreading. That would indicate a wildfire. But there's nothing being picked up here around the Mount Shasta area. That's heating anyway. So... yeah, just kind of watch it. There's no earthquake activity either. They're at the Mount Lassen region, or Mount Shasta. Goodness. Oh, man, this is getting old. Every time I turn on the microphone, it's like someone's got a voodoo doll of me and they're just choking me to prevent me from chatting. So odd. Anyway, earthquake activity, nothing going on here, and there hasn't been anything over the last week or so. Last 7 days of activity, nothing. So, wind event, possible. Blowing ash around. It seems weird that 15-mile-per-hour gusts would do that. I haven't seen anything like this before. I've never heard of ash blowing around up there on the north side. Where's our wind direction from? So, it looks like it's coming from, at least in this area... out of the south, potentially. Looks like it's all kind of out of the south, but it's slow. It's not super fast, so I can understand 40-mile-an-hour gusts up there. Maybe there is, and it's just not picking up. Not picking it up on that windy map. But man, that's just kind of looks like there's something over here too. Just a little weird, folks. That's all I'm going to say. And you can see a dust devil or something pop up here. But then again, you know what? Look at that. I could have swore I seen something squirting up. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Right about here. You guys see that? There's something that looks like it's... I can understand dust blowing. But something looks like it's kind of elevating itself there. Let me kick that back into view. Where's the... hold on a second here. Just a little weird. We'll go back here and click play. Zoom in a little bit to that area. Look up right up here. Looks like something's squirting up. You guys see that within this area? Is that my eyes playing tricks on me? That's a little weird. Let me replay that again. No, I don't know. It's weird. It keeps happening in the same area. So I'm going to look into this a little bit more, folks. And I'll have a further update tonight. But it's just a little odd on the north flank of Mount Shasta. Not fire related. It's not a wildfire, but definitely made the news. People thinking that it was a fire, but I'm can't rule out that it's possibly something volcanic there around the northern part of the flank of Mount Shasta. Considering the there's no earthquake activity. Let's go back over here to, let me check and see if I can check out the seismograph stations again. Around Mount Shasta area. Up here, everything's still green. Let's go to site. And then from here, you can click on the seismographs. This one's inactive. This is the one that has some weird readings on it that I would think is volcanic. I mean, these kind of look like they're volcanic. You know, like magma movement, kind of long drawn out signals. And over here over the last couple hours too. And that's on the north, kind of right over here around the northeastern edge. And that camera is facing that camera position. Let me see if I can find it again. Okay. That camera is right. Let me get rid of this here. Right here, there's the camera. That red line is showing the view that we're seeing right here. So it's hitting the northern, right around where that seismograph station is, the one I'm just showing you guys here. Where'd it go? I got so many windows open here. Would be this one, right? Kind of pointing right down towards the northeastern edge here. And that's the one that's got these weird signals on it. You guys see that? I wish I was up there. Mount Shasta is a little drive for me. It's a good 2 hours or so north of me. But I'm going to keep watching that pretty closely and see if it's just a dust storm or what. But I just find it pretty odd. Nothing showing up here on the southern end. This has some weird, but they're equal. These are all equal signals, and it just looks off. It looks like some type of error going on. This one over here looks pretty clear. I'm not seeing those signals that I've seen on the northeastern section, though. Looks like these could be wind events popping up down here, but I'm not seeing a whole bunch of wind up there. Mount Shasta, current. I know I have a bunch of different apps I could open, but I want to see what we can find up here. Mount Shasta City, though. Yes, it's hot. It's definitely hot. Let's see if I can find any specific instruments up there. Sometimes Weather Underground has it. Freeze thaw conditions. Of course, it does get cold up there, right? What about wind? Where's our wind? Freezing levels. Winds are "5 hours ago, calm. Just some light winds." Yeah, see, I don't see any major wind events that would create an ash event like that. It's just really odd. Really, really odd. So I'm gonna look more into this, folks, and see what goes on, and keep an eye on the on these weather cameras here. Again, the app that I like to use is called watchduty.org. It's a pretty cool site to monitor wildfires here in Northern California, but right now I'm uncertain as to what I'm looking at. If it's ash blowing around, there's some strong wind that's not showing up on any of these seismograph stations, and it's just weird. And that squirting up of stuff, I don't know. Is it hot ash blowing out? I find it a little strange. So I will be looking in through that for the rest of the afternoon and provide a further update this evening. Earthquake activity around the globe has been pretty active throughout South America. South Sandwich Islands here has seen quite a bit of movement as well. 2 earthquakes overnight, a 4.8 and a 4.7. Yesterday there was some further activity in the 4 range around the center portion of the South Sandwich, or the South Sandwich Trench area. Another spot kind of ramping up is around the Puerto Rico area. Seen a pretty good swarm of activity, including some 2s and 3s, and a 4.1 in the mix. Now that's kind of getting up there for the swarming area, getting up there in the magnitude department. Low activity throughout the Puerto Rico Trench. Late last night we had a 3.2. It looks like the USGS upgraded this 3.4. I appreciate the reports coming in there on the video that you may have felt it. It looks like it was felt over a broad area around the Elgin, South Carolina region. Let's see. Let's turn on the all magnitudes here and see what we got. A little spotty activity throughout the New Madrid zone as well. A couple, looks like a 1 and a 2 popping off there. in the Arkansas region. A little spotty activity in the Yellowstone area as well. Getting a little swarm actually just south of the Grand Teton region. Let's go ahead and check out the Yellowstone Webby quarters here. And there's some of that activity. It looks like there's that 2.8 further down south here. That did show up here around the Maple Creek area as well, which is having a little bit of independent swarming, localized microquake activity around the park. Aside from that, just that 2.8 showing up there across the region. United States, or the California region, Long Valley supervolcano, still seeing a little bit of swarming out here in and around the Long Valley supervolcano caldera. And activity in Southern California kind of ramping up as well. Looking at a little crunch of movement around Los Angeles. Looks like a couple 2s and some 1s out there in the concrete jungles of LA. And a little bit of movement along the Imperial Fault, the Brawley seismic zone, and very close to the southern segment of the San Andreas Fault. We got this one right here, a 1.4. Looks like about a couple miles or so to the southeast of that little plate boundary. Little plate boundary, I shouldn't say that. It's a big one. Hawaii, let's see, picking up around Mount Mauna Loa as well. Seeing a little swarm of activity up there. Looks like a couple small microquakes, very shallow movement, and of course southeastern region pretty active as well. We'll cover all this and more a little bit later on, folks. Getting some further activity around the Greenland Sea, 4.3. Just getting active. Definitely seeing quite a bit of movement. Kind of looks like they had a little aftershock here following that 3.4 last night. A couple 1s kicking up here around the area. A little swarming, that looks like. A little earthquake swarm. Nothing major, but keeping everyone on their toes, right? All right, guys, I will be back a little bit later tonight, and I'll see if I can find out some more information regarding this possible wind event, ash wind. I don't know. You know, it's making me wonder if it is indeed ash, and there's no strong wind. Where's the ash coming from? From underneath, right? So we'll watch this pretty closely here around Mount Shasta area. Mount Shasta is a beautiful volcano. I can actually see it here from Northern California, where I live at. Even though I'm 2 hours south of it, on a clear day, it's pretty awesome looking, but also pretty deadly. All right, guys, I'm going to bounce out of here. Stay safe. We will chat you guys a little bit later tonight, unless something else pops up. Until then, take care. Catch you guys very soon.